In my over 20 years in the financial world, I have learned one thing. I have learned that what the wealthy do with money is the complete opposite of everything that I've been taught about money, even when I was a financial advisor for 16 years. And I was a financial advisor at many levels, the RIA level, the financial services professional level, and the financial advisor level. So whatever level you want from a financial advisor, I did it, right up to the top level of being with an RIA. And what the wealthy do with money, what I found is the complete opposite of what I was taught as an advisor. So I figured in this video, I would just pull the curtains down. And I wanted to show you how just by changing one thing can change everything about your financial future. I'm going to show you where the wealthiest people in this country, not only probably the world, put their money. I'm going to show you where the number one place banks, traditional banks, put their money. And I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. Now, here's the bad news. What we're going to talk about is not a product. We're going to talk about a process, a solution that will change your financial future. Everybody just wants the pill, the magic pill that's going to change everything. This is a process, and it's a process that's used by the wealthiest families, has been for a long time, and it's a process that's so simple that it only involves changing one thing. So I'm going to show you how to take back the banking functions in your life. This is something that I learned from one of my mentors. This is something that I heard about from other incredibly successful multimillionaires in the real estate world. But the one thing that it was really all taught from is a book, Becoming Your Own Bank, by the late R. Nelson Nash. I want to give credit where credit's due. So let's get into this. What I'm going to show you, this one change, how to take back the banking functions in your life, this was never, ever taught to me in all the years as a high-level financial advisor. Not once were the consultants, not once did the companies, the financial companies, did they ever show me this. Matter of fact, not saying they didn't know about this, but they had no desire to teach any of us how to help our clients solve their problems this way. So imagine this. Imagine if every car payment was paid back to your bank that you are in control of. Just, I want you to just imagine that. Because right now your car payments go to somebody else's bank that you don't control. Imagine if every credit card payment that you made went back to your bank. And that money, when it goes back to your bank, was money that you could use the next day or when that check cleared. Imagine if every mortgage payment you made went back into your bank. Imagine if you earned a guaranteed interest rate on all the money that went into your bank. Guaranteed for the rest of your life, could never change. Then, I want you to imagine that your bank's money could be used at any time. But when you use the money, you still earned interest and dividends on every dollar of it. In other words, if you had 10 grand in your bank and you took 10 grand out as a loan, you still were earning interest and dividends on 10 grand. Wouldn't that be something? You'd literally be able to tap into what Albert Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. You wouldn't just tap into compound interest, you would tap into uninterrupted compound interest, because what you've been taught about compound interest, what Albert Einstein said was the eighth wonder of the world, and he said those that understand compound interest earn it. Those that don't, pay it. Your whole life, you think you have known what compound interest is, but the majority of what you know is a payment you make to somebody else that really understood it and earned it. Because for most of you, to earn compound interest, you think you got to put money somewhere and just leave it sit. But I didn't say that, did I? I said you can put your money into this account and then you can use that money and earn uninterrupted compound interest. That right there should have perked you up, because there's no other place that you've ever heard of where you can do that, is there? You don't know of any place where you can be in full control of your money, earn a guaranteed interest on your money, earn interest and dividends on your money while you still have access and control to use that money. And let's go one step further. Imagine that this place is protected against judgments and liens. So now if you get sued, that money's safe. So let's digress for 1 second. You've probably heard this. When someone wins the lottery, usually in a very short period of time, they're broke again. I don't care how much money they won, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. It's just a matter of time before all that money that was put in their hands flows back to the people that have it, the 1%ers, okay? The wealthy. For some reason, all the money always lands in the same pockets. Why is that? Well, it's not luck. It's not something evil. It's not something wrong. It's simply they know what the other person doesn't. The person that won the lottery doesn't know how to use money. They don't know the fundamental laws when it comes to wealth. The 1%ers, they do. So therefore, no matter how much money goes out, it all comes back to the same people. You know this. You've heard about this. You've read about this. Have you ever thought about what their secret was with that? I'll tell you what their secret was. They understood what I'm going to explain to you. They understood what R. Nelson Nash taught in that book, Becoming Your Own Banker. They understood the infinite banking concept. So now that you've been taken on this little roller coaster ride, let's talk a little bit about this thing called the infinite banking concept. Some people say this is one of the biggest secrets of the wealthy. But what exactly is it? Well, I already told you. It's the process of you taking back the banking functions in your life. There are two businesses that you will always need to be in, or that you should be in your lifetime. The first is the business that you earn a paycheck and pay your bills from. The second is you should always be in the banking business. Because if you look at how a bank works, a bank is genius. They've convinced us all to give up control of our money, put our money with their bank, and then what do? They don't take our money and put it in that vault. They take our money and they loan that money out. They make that money go to work for them. And in doing so, they make a spread. If they pay you 1 and they charge 4, what is the spread? 3. If they pay you 1 on your deposit and they charge 10, what is their spread? Positive 9. So what's so difficult about you doing the exact same thing that the bank did? What's so difficult about you literally taking back that function that we gave up to a bank? Why can't we take that function back ourselves? We can. It's very simple. The infinite banking concept involves changing one thing, and that is where your money goes first. Instead of putting your money in somebody else's bank, you take your money and you put it into your bank. And then you treat your money the same way you treated the bank's money. Okay? So when you need to buy something, instead of going to their bank and taking a loan, you go to your bank and take a loan. When you take a loan from your bank and you buy something, you treat your money the same way as you would treat any other bank's money. So if you took a loan from your bank and you bought a car, well, then make monthly payments back to your car. Think of the infinite banking concept as this. I want you to envision the infinite banking concept as a circle, okay? Just draw a circle on a piece of paper. On the left side of the circle, I want you to draw a box, and I just want you to write your bank, or BYOB, be your own bank. On the right side of the circle, what I want you to do is I just want you to draw another box. And this box are the things that you buy. House, car, I don't care, whatever else, boat, snowmobile, four-wheeler, anything that you would finance, kitchen, anything that you normally would have to go to somebody else's bank and borrow money for. That's on the right side. So you got a circle with two boxes, one on the left, one on the right. The box on the left represents your bank. And if you owned a bank, you would have to capitalize your bank. You would have to fund your bank. Otherwise, your bank wouldn't exist. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change one thing. And one thing on that side is where your savings goes. So if your savings is going to a traditional bank or to Wall Street, just change where it goes. Change it to your bank. Now that money's in your bank. And remember, I already told you, your bank pays a guaranteed interest rate, pays you dividends, and allows you access to use that money uninterrupted while still earning compound interest. So we understand your bank. Now what we're going to do is we want to buy something on this other side. So I don't know, pick one of those things. All right, we're just going to use it for credit card, right? So you've got a credit card over here. And that credit card, what we don't want to do is make monthly payments for that credit card to somebody else. So what is required to not do that? What would require paying that credit card off? So in your bank, let's just take a loan from your bank. Let's go across the top part of the circle with that loan, and let's pay that credit card off. Now the credit card's paid off, but the credit card was paid off with a loan from your bank. So now that credit card's gone. How much were you paying that credit card every month? Let's just pretend it's $100 a month that you were given that credit card. And that $100 a month represented 20% interest that credit card company paid you. But you no longer owe that credit card that payment. So your bank deserves that payment because you got to treat your bank's money the same way you treated their bank's money. So that $100 a month you used to give to the credit card, now what we're going to do is around the bottom part of the circle, that $100 is going to go back to your bank as a loan repayment. And round we go. Every time you make a loan repayment back to your bank, that's money you get to use the next time. So then we reship that money out over to the right, and we buy a car, we buy a boat. Every time we buy something with loans from our bank, we take back the banking functions in our life. In other words, whatever the payment would have been on all those items that you would buy, you make the same payment, but you make it back to your bank. Because of what you're doing here, this circle, you are in full control of all the banking activities in your life. And every one of those, when you take and put the money in your bank, it's earning a guaranteed interest rate and dividend. And we move that money out and we buy something and we make an interest rate over there that we pay back to our bank. You're making a spread. You're making a spread every time. Remember how I told you how a traditional bank worked? They made a spread on every transaction. They paid you 1 and they charged, what did I say, 5, 9, it doesn't matter. The difference was a positive spread. In your banking system, the infinite banking concept, you're making a spread. And your money's constantly in motion. Your money's always working for you, earning interest for you, and in your full control. This is the infinite banking concept. If you like what we just went over there, you probably have more questions. Great. I put this video up right here. So watch this video. How much money do I need to get started with the infinite banking concept? Because I just piqued your interest here. That video will take you on a journey that you'll never come back from because it will change your financial life. So watch that video. How much do I need to get started with the infinite banking concept? And then after you're done doing that, book a call with us and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. If you like this video, then subscribe to this channel and then click that little alerts button right at the top so that we can notify you every single time we put a new video up so you can continue your journey to taking back the banking functions in your life. We'll see you on the next video.